tide with optimism and hope. We must reject every attempt to divide or distract us, to sow doubt and cynicism, or to turn us against one another. Those who seek to stand in our way, those who seek to inflame tensions in our country, will not succeed, because South Africans are resolute. Those who seek to undermine our institutions will fail, because democracy lives in the hearts of all our people and shall never be dislodged. Nothing will distract us from serving the people and advancing their interests. Now is the time to move forward. Together, we will and we can do more and better as South Africans. Now is the time to assemble all our capabilities and to direct all our energies to answer the call of the people of South Africa. We dare not linger. We dare not rest until we have created jobs for those who need them, until there is enough food on every table, until every person in every town, city, village, or farm receives the basic services they need for a decent life. We dare not rest until the women of South Africa are free from the social and cultural and economic constraints that hold back their progress. We cannot rest until the young people of our country get jobs and can see progress in their own lives. We cannot rest until criminals are off our streets and the drugs are out of our communities. Until men no longer perpetrate violence against women and children. Until those who steal from the people are held accountable. We dare not rest while our communities are ravaged by flood, fire, and drought. Together, we will confront the threat of a rapidly warming planet. We will accept our responsibility to respond to climate change in a manner that is ambitious, just, and inclusive. We do this for the sake of this generation and those that will follow. We will build a government that is capable and honest. Together we will work to promote multilateralism for a fairer and more just and more equal, compassionate world, founded on solidarity and universal human rights. We will join hands with our brothers and sisters across our beloved region here in SADC, our beloved continent of Africa, to find peace, to achieve stability, to advance development through the African Continental Free Trade Area, through the construction of roads, rail lines, factories, and power stations. Africa will embark on a new age of production and commerce. Today, I make a solemn commitment to be a president for all South Africans, not of some South Africans. To defend our Constitution and to protect our democracy. To work with all those who share the dream of a better life for all. To care for the poor, the vulnerable, and to support all those who are in need. And to make our country stronger, more resilient, more equal, and more united. This is the dream that the poet Sandile Dikeni describes in his work called Love Poem for My Country. My country is for health and wealth, he says. See the blue of the sky, and beneath the jewels of fish, deep under the bowels of soil, hear the golden voice of a miner's praise for my country. My country is for unity. Feel the millions. See their passion. Their hands are joined together, and there is hope in their eyes. On this day, our hands are joined together. We are united as South Africans. We are full of hope. Let us carry this hope to permeate throughout our nation so that everyone can join hands to build the South Africa of our dreams. God bless South Africa and protect its people. Nkosi sikelela iAfrika, Morena buluka sichaba sa Yesu, God sien South Africa, Modzimu pathuchedza Afrika Chipembe. Hosi katekisa Afrika. Chief Justice, I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for addressing us. Once more, let us welcome our President and his address with another round of applause. Mr. President, I now invite you to observe the mass fly past.
Mr. President, may I continue? Our President, His Excellency Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Under the command, direction and auspices of the Chief of the South African Air Force, Lieutenant General Wiseman Esimbambu, Triple MPSCJ, myself, Lieutenant Colonel Andre Vollenhoven, will be your fly past and air display commentator in honor of the presidential inauguration 2024. The complement of aircraft of the South African Air Force will form part of the fly past and air display is represented by various squadrons around the country, serving within the borders of the South African Air Force, contained by various bases strategically located around the Republic of South Africa. These airmen and women of various ethnic backgrounds, gender, and cultures will showcase their flying skills under surveilling strength of the South African Air Force motto, "Free the Eagle." The appointed Air Force senior officer in charge of today's flypast and air display is Colonel Advocate Andrew Segone, also known as Trumpy. The ground liaison officer responsible for the safety of the flypast and air display is Lieutenant Colonel Ronnie Mashao, assisted by the assisting GLO Major Ditau Mahano. The flypast air display heralds the inauguration of the President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. Against the beautiful backdrop of 30 years of democracy of the Rainbow Nation. Furthermore, this great democratic achievement is echoed in the South African Air Force, bringing, surely, the parade to the open blue skies. It is the mandate of the South African Air Force as an arm of service within the South African National Defence Force to protect the Republic from air assaults or make it impossible for any opposing air force to provide attacking ground forces with air support, thereby establishing air superiority, maintaining the sovereignty of the Republic of South Africa. The South African Air Force positions itself to project effective air and space power through innovation in the theatre of operations, internal as well as external to the nation it serves. It is for these reasons, as I speak, there are committed aircraft tasked in executing combat air patrols at this very moment around the designated airspace around the Union buildings, ensuring that today's official celebration proceedings succeed without disturbance or interference. In support of these combat air patrols, it is tactical mobile radars being deployed, whose very purpose is to search, locate, and pinpoint aerial threats of any nature in order of our combat aircraft to intercept and force down. Ladies and gentlemen, let us ready ourselves for a spectacular display of air power excellence by the South African Air Force, as we will now continue with our mass flypast program. The second phase of flight will now commence. The flypast of all aircraft will approach from the south directly in your line of vision, just above the Telkom Tower. Inbound, the South African Air Force will so cast 8 formations flights as part of today's celebrations, which allow me to briefly introduce you in the order of flight, as you can hear before you see them. First in line will the helicopter diamond formation, executed by 4 light utility helicopters, which is 2 Augusta A109s in the lead and the rear, respectively, and the 2 Kawasaki BK117s. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to the Augusta A109 in the rear and in the lead, and the 2 BK117s. We anticipate now, second in line, another helicopter diamond formation, this time consisting of 1 Rooi Valk combat support helicopter in the lead, 2 Oryx medium utility helicopters on the wings left and right, and 1 Super Lynx 300 Mark 64 maritime helicopter in the rear. That first roar in the skies that you hear is the beautiful sound of the Rooi Valk combat support helicopter in the lead, flown by Lieutenant Colonel Mutlahane, supported by 2 Oryx medium utility helicopters on the wings left and right, and in the middle, and Super Lynx 300 M64 maritime helicopter aircraft. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Rooi Valk, the BK117, and the Super Lynx maritime patrol aircraft. Next, as part of this mass fly past inauguration, towards, in honor of our President, the CASA call sign Charlie 212 formation is on the approach, consisting of 1 times CASA 212 Aviocar, an aircraft that was inherited by the former TBVC states, Transkei, Botswana, Venda, and Ciskei, along with the Kawasaki BK117 that we have witnessed in Heli Formation 1, and also form part of the national flag flypast, the 3rd helicopter last. This Charlie 212 formation will be the lead aircrafter, and the pilot, Aircraft Commander Major Humpo Matebe, call sign Boss, will be accompanied and assisting him by the co-pilot, Major Mandisa Mfeka. And of course, by the name, she is a female. With a beautiful call sign of Comet, a name profound in the South African Air Force that we are proud of because she's legend in the fact that she was the first black woman fighter pilot at 85 Combat Flying School and 2 Squadron, respectively, in the Limpopo province. As part of this 212 CASA formation that we await, will be the CASA, will be 5 Pilatus PC-7 Mark II basic flying training aircraft. As we know in the South African Air Force, basic flying training starts with every pilot, and these Pilatus PC-7 Mark IIs are operated by Air Force Base Langebaanweg on the west coast of Cape Town, north of Cape Town rather. That is where all military basic flying starts for all pilots. This Pilatus MC Mark II will follow straight on the heels of the lead aircraft, the CASA 212. The aircraft commander is Major Angus Maleka, call sign Rocky. And his co-pilot is 2nd Lieutenant S.E., wait for it, Malopa. For those who know her, she's also a female pilot on the Pilatus PC-7 Mark II. Pilatus number 3 in the formation will be commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Palatse and his co-pilot, 2nd Lieutenant J.G. Venter. The Pilatus PC Mark II number 3 will be Lieutenant Molokoma and Major Chochechi. In the rear, Pilatus 4 will be commanded by Major M.A. Grobelaar and his co-pilot, 2nd Lieutenant P.B. Vuma. The aircraft commander for Pilatus number 5 in the formation, in the rear right of the lead aircraft, is Major Marule and co-pilot 2nd Lieutenant M.E. Lebelo. Ladies and gentlemen, CASA formation. As you notice, smoke is released through the exhaust of the aircraft to add a little bit of a flair to the air display. Ladies and gentlemen, the next in the formation is the Inkwazi. For those who don't know, that's not local, it's Zulu for fish eagle. This formation is also known as the Josen formation, and inbound on this approach will consist of the Inkwazi, also commonly known as the BBJ, the business Boeing jet. This is the official transportation aircraft for the President of the Republic of South Africa. Accompanied will be a Falcon 50 on the left, a Falcon 50 on the right, and a Falcon 900 in the rear. This is a first for the South African Air Force to have 21 squadrons, VVIP squadron, in formation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the formidable, the profound 21 Squadron that transports #1 President of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. Whilst we await the arrival of the Top Gun, which will be very quick, as you can imagine, something of note is that earlier this year, President Cyril Ramaphosa received 2,000 flying hours in the BBJ since his first presidential inauguration in 2019, for which he has received a good gold commemoration certificate from 21 Squadron. The next in line as part of our mass flypast is the Top Gun of the South African Air Force, the Gripen and the Hawk formation. This formation consists of 2 Gripens advanced in the lead and in the rear, and the rest is the lead Gripen was flown by Lieutenant Joseph Mashaba, the officer of 2 Squadron, and in Hawk number 3, Captain Charlene Buitenhuis, female pilot. Following is another roaring giant of the skies, the South African Airways Airbus A330 passenger airliner. The A330 is flown by ex-South African Air Force pilot Captain A.T.D. Williamson. Captain Williamson has accumulated over 15,000 flying hours on the A320 and the A330 respectively. As part of the crew is Captain K. Ramakola, a female commander and captain of the South African Airways, and First Officer N. Maloko, also a female captain and airline commander. Ladies and gentlemen, things have been going quite quickly, but prepare yourself for what is to come, what we would like to call a duet, an aerial dance. And this next air display, for your enjoyment, is the penultimate air display, which will be in the form of the duet, as I explained, the aerial waltz, between 2 Kawasaki BK-117s, also aircraft that we inherited from the ex-TBVC states. They are both light utility helicopters, and it promises to be a nail-biting display. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look straight ahead to left and right of the Telkom Tower in your 12 o'clock, in the President's 6 o'clock, the 2 BK-117s in the lead, Major Oberholzer, call sign Serrano, Major B4E, call sign Beetle, number 2, Lieutenant Colonel Olivier, call sign Gizmo, and Flight Sergeant Maklawane. As they approach, they will fly what is known at the moment as a dual wing over. Beautifully executed with precision. Steep turn to the left and right with a downward pitch. As they prepare themselves and reposition for the next aerial maneuver, which is known as Humpty on the center. By the word Humpty, we can all think for ourselves to the little rhyme, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. And that's exactly what these 2 BK-117s will perform as they approach towards your line of view. Humpty Dumpty on the center. And the beautiful BK-117s in the dive. The BK-117 is a multi-role, multifunctional platform. Some of its roles and functions are trooping, airborne command and control, search and rescue operations, both on land, sea, and mountain rescue. VIP transportation, and of course, idle displays as you have witnessing. BKs approaching one another. A steep turn to the left and right. What a beautiful display of the BK-117 with precision of the expert flying skills of these pilots. The BK-117 is formidable not only internal but external to the Republic of South Africa. Includes assistance in flood relief, humanitarian aid and border security, combined police operations in crime prevention operations, cooperation with National Sea Rescue Institutes and also assisting in mountain rescue. Call-outs as they are also affiliated with the Mountain Rescue Clubs of South Africa. They are operated by Air Force Station Port Elizabeth in Gqeberha, 15th Squadron Charlie flight. The BK-117, as part of their aerial waltz, are now positioned for the nail-biting aerial maneuver. I will not spoil it for you. You will witness it for yourself. Inbound towards the crowd. Confirm they in your line of sight. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go! That is aerial flying tactics at its best, and we give a thanks to the BK-117 commanders for what that maneuver was known as the switchblade maneuver. Our President Cyril Ramaphosa, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, as the grand finale to our mass air display this morning on this beautiful day, to conclude the flypast proceedings for this presidential inauguration, the 5 Pilatus PC Mark II basic flying training aircraft that followed the Casa 212 are inbound. The maneuver executed by the PC Mark IIs is known as the fan brake. Make sense? Beautiful. Fun fact, obviously previously smoke was also released, and this time with the different colors. Fun fact, it's a combination of dye and diesel oil that is pushed out through the exhaust of the engines. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, our President, let us put our hands together finally and give a big winter warm applause to the formidable might and air power excellence of the South African Air Force. Thank you for your participation and attentiveness. I trust you have thoroughly enjoyed the air power display, and this now concludes the South African Air Force's flying and capability demonstrations in honor of the Presidential Inauguration 2024. I thank you.
Your Majesties, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to thank you all for joining us from all over South Africa, our continent, and the globe to witness the inauguration of His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa. You have made this a memorable day and a historic milestone in the continuing development of our democracy. We sincerely, together with my co-director, thank you for navigating us through this occasion. may we kindly request that we rise as His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Ramaphosa and Dr. Motsepe take leave. The final compliments will be presented here, and I would then invite my counterpart, Minister Pando, to proceed with that portion of the program.
Thank you very much, Co-Program Director, DSG Mokonyane. The President will now receive the final compliments before we have the formal departure. Mr. President, I unfortunately ask you to pause your greetings and to return to your seat in order to receive the final compliments, which will include the national anthem. I request all our guests to remain standing for the final compliments.
Dear, 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 dear.
They told us when he's greeting, the orchestra must just play.
Should we? You don't like this orchestra?
No, the orchestra was supposed to be
Okay.
yes, now. Zanzi, listen, Zanzi National Plan.
Okay. I now invite the Mzansi National Philharmonic Orchestra to render us an item as the President take leave. Honorable members of Parliament, please get seated. Honorable members of Parliament, Uti Manamela, please take your seats. The Mayor of Cape Town, please take your seats. The National Chair of the ANC, please take your seat. May we please be seated. The only person who's permitted to leave is the President.
the children, they're talking to you. Hear the wind blow, it's blowing for you. See the grass grow, it whispers his name. See the fire blow, his heart is aflame.
Could I please ask all our guests to remain seated? The only persons that will leave at this time will be as announced by the program directors. If all of us stand up, we're going to cause a stampede and confusion with respect to the transport that has been arranged. So would you please allow us to continue to direct the program so that we have an orderly conclusion to our proceedings. Our president is still greeting his guests. I'm sure that that will end in a moment. We shall then, in an orderly manner, invite the heads of state in order to leave. And please allow us to do that in a proper South African organized manner. Mr. President, I respectfully request you to depart. Your Majesties, we shall now begin to indicate the departure procedure for our distinguished heads of state and government so that they might take their leave. And we shall do this in the orderly manner in which we addressed the arrival of all our distinguished guests. And since we don't have stampedes in South Africa, this will be orderly. We therefore begin by inviting the heads of state and government to take their leave in the following order of departure. I invite the Chief Justice, Raymond Zondo, and Mrs. Zondo to move to the departure point. We thank you sincerely, Chief Justice, for your service today. We then request that the Speaker of the National Assembly take her leave, as well as Mr. Didiza. We then invite that the Speaker should be followed by the Honorable Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces. We then invite His Excellency Mr. Paul Mashatile, the former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, and his spouse to take their leave. We then invite His Excellency, the former President of the Republic of South Africa, and his spouse, Mr. K. Motlanthe, to take their leave. We shall pause a moment to allow the cars to line up. And even in that moment, we do not stand and stampede. We then request the former President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Mr. Thabo Mbeki and Mrs. Zanele Mbeki, to proceed to the departure point. Thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us today. I think the Mzansi Philharmonic Orchestra can continue entertaining us with sublime notes. We now invite could we request His Majesty King Mswati III, Ingwenyama of the Kingdom of Eswatini, and Her Majesty to take their leave. We thank you, Your Majesty, for having joined us today. we invite His Majesty King Letsie III of the Kingdom of Lesotho and Her Majesty to take their leave. We thank you, Your Majesties, for having joined us on this occasion. Could we invite the President of the Republic of Congo, His Excellency, Mr. Denis Sassou Nguesso, to take his leave. We thank you, Your Excellency. Merci beaucoup à tous. The President of the Republic of Mozambique, His Excellency Mr. Felipe Jacinto Nyusi. Thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us. Could we invite His Excellency, President of the Republic of Angola, Mr. João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço. Thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us. Could we invite His Excellency, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency, President Mnangagwa, to take his leave. Thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us. Could we invite the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, His Excellency President Felix Tshisekedi, to take his leave. Thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us. Could we invite the President of the Republic of Mauritius, President Rupen, to take his leave? Thank you once more, Your Excellency, for having joined us. for having joined us. Could we invite the President of Nigeria and current chairperson of ECOWAS, His Excellency President Tinubu, to take his leave? Thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us. Could we invite the President of the Republic of Namibia, President Nangolo Mbumba, to also take his leave? We thank you, Your Excellency, for having joined us.
We now call on His Excellency Salvador Mesa, the Vice President of the Republic of Cuba, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency. You may take leave. We now call on His Excellency Ahmed Afif, the Vice President of the Republic of Seychelles, to take leave. Thank you once more, Excellency, for joining us. We now call on His Excellency Mr. Timioko Melit Kone, the Vice President of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency. We call on His Excellency Mr. Slamba Tsongwane, the Vice President of the Republic of Botswana, to take leave. Rilebogile Khumene Khane. We now call on His Excellency, retired Major General Jessica Alupo, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, to take leave. We now call on Her Excellency Ms. Baleka Mbete, the former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa and spouse, to take leave. Enkosi kakhulu sisomdala. We now call on Her Excellency Dr. Phumzile Mlambo Ngcuka, our former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, to take leave. Enkosi kakhulu sisomdala. We now call upon His Excellency Gachagua, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency, for gracing our occasion. We call upon the Lieutenant General Jevas Dirakobusha, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Burundi. Thank you very much, Excellency, for gracing our occasion. We call on His Excellency Mr. Nsei Christian, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Madagascar. Thank you very much, Excellency, for gracing our occasion. We now call upon His Excellency Mr. Olusegun Obasanjo, the former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency, for gracing our occasion. We now call on His Excellency Mr. Hamada Mahdi, the former Prime Minister of the Union of Comoros, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency. We call on His Excellency Mr. John Patrick Amama Mbabazi, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency. We now call on His Excellency Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, to take leave. Thank you very much, Excellency. We now call on Mrs. Gracia Machel to take leave. Thank you very much, Mama, for gracing this occasion. We now call on Mrs. Marike Ditlek to take leave. Thank you very much, Mrs. Ditlek, for gracing this occasion. We now call on heads of delegations to take leave. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion. Yeah, nabe phelela laphaya na then I'm going to nabe phelela laphaya. Yeah, but we now call on their majesties, kings, queens, and principal traditional leaders to also take leave. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion.
Fela ke fetsa go bewa ka president wa lona ke a le leboga nothe batho ba fano South Africa khatsikhetho dzo ba hone. Today we are opening a new chapter in the life of our country. We are going to have a government of national unity where we are going to work together, united, so that we can advance your interests. Let us not be afraid of what this government of national unity is going to be all about. We want to create jobs. We are going to get everyone in the government of national unity to work to create jobs. I am going to make sure that that happens. Huskaba lebao, batla bamba, hulela katuko. All of us must be united in working together. Kaubani, batho ba rona abafa political party a one majority. Nkabe ba file political party a one majority. Go ne go tla ba go sa menega ka tsela e. Yaanong go menagetse. La go menagetse go tangana re falo re phanda na ho rali na hambe siritani hi fanela ku ri ya mahlweni a hi tlheleli aha andaku ya mahlweni. We must move forward because that is how our people voted. And because the majority of our people did not choose one party, it means that we have to work with those who want to work with us. Ba bang ba tsamaela ka thoko. Ababa tlo shumisana le ba bang. Yaanong re bao ba batlang go shumisana le rena a re tswelleng pele. As long as go shumisana ha rena e tlo ba go aga mesebetsi. Ke yona ntho e re shebileng. Re age mesebetsi, batho ba shume, batho ba wane mishumo, ndi zwezwo zwine ra khou zwi ṱoḓa, ngauri batho vanzhi a vha khou shuma sa zwino. Vanhu vo tala a va na mintirho. Hina hi langute ku ri vanhu va kuma mintirho. Hi tshika leswi swa ku lwa aswitarateni, hi aka mintirho. Hi ku hi swona sweswo swi laviwako hi vanhu va hina. Abantu bethu bafuna into enye, ukuthi impilo zabo ziqhubeke, bathole imisebenzi, bakwazi ukuthi bona nemindeni yabo bathole impilo enhle. Yilokho esizakwenza uma sisebenza sonke. Abantu baseNingizimu Afrika, imessage abasinike yona bathi sebenzani kunye niyenze ukuthi impilo zethu zibe ngcono. Kunalabo ke abadonsela ngaseceleni, abangafuni ukuthi sisebenzisane, and abanye bafuna nokuletha udlame, i-violence. Manje sithi ngeke sibavumele, senza sure asibavumeli, ngoba abantu bethu batho ba rona ba rata kgotso, ba toda uri re shumisane, ro farana zwanda, re batho bathihi, ri khou ya phanḓa. Ndi hezwi zwine batho bashu vha khou zwi ṱoḓa. So ri ḓo kuvhangana roṱhe ra shumisana. Havho vhane vha ḓo vha vha sa funi u shumisana na riṋe, ri ḓo vha swaela nga thungo, riṋe ri ya phanḓa. All we want is progress to advance the lives of South Africans. That's the main issue that I am going to focus on. If you want to work with me to create jobs, then you are my friend. If you don't want to work with me, then you are not my friend. If you don't want to create jobs for our people. So nalabo abaku Government of National Unity, uma bazoganga bangasebenzi kunye nathi, sizawubakhipha bazohamba nabo, ngoba thina sifuna nje abantu abazofuna ukuthi kube nentuthuko, abantu bakithi baqhubeke baye phambili. So ngithi ke kulolu suku masi amkeleni ukuthi sebenze kunye. Kule insuku ezizayo ngizawakha i-cabinet ezowenza umsebenzi wenu. So ngithi watch this space, nizawubona ke amandla. Ngiyabonga, nisale kahle, nihambe kahle.
Re a leboga President Ramaphosa, re a leboga. Re a go rata President Ramaphosa, re a go rata. Re philele President Ramaphosa, re philele. Viva, 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 viva President Ramaphosa, viva. Thank you very much.
Well, the President of the Republic of South Africa taking time to come and greet and thank those who came out to be part of this day, of course, bringing an end to this day, which is the official inauguration of the President of the 7th Administration. Of course, all of that being overseen by the Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. Of course, those delegates and dignitaries that all arrived for this auspicious occasion have all left that particular precinct now, but basically telling the South Africans who had gathered here, and of course those who are listening at home, that there's now a government of national unity, once again stressing the importance to work with all political parties to ensure that there is unity and a way forward for the country. I want to go now to my colleague Nhlanhla Kgatlana, who is out at the lawns. Let's get a sense from him and the people on the ground what their sentiment has been on what the president has said. Nhlanhla?
kwamnandi kulo mhlaba ngicela Nkosi ungangithathisa sengane nami ngifuna ukubusa masinyane ngisudala ngishade ngihlale naye kwaze kwamnandi kulo mhlaba ngicela Nkosi ungangithathisa sengane nami ngifuna ukubusa masinyane ngizudala ngishade ngihlale naye kwase kwana
and they of course came here to be part of the swearing in of who was then President-elect Cyril Ramaphosa, who's now officially been sworn in. I guess the focus will shift over the next couple of days into what the full comprehension of this government of national unity will look like. Certainly everyone is looking to what this executive will comprise on, but certainly from what we've heard from President Cyril Ramaphosa in both his addresses at the amphitheatre a bit earlier on this afternoon, and while he was addressing everyone here at the southern lawns at the union buildings, was that he certainly looks forward to working together with all political parties to ensure that they find a solution to South Africa's problems and deal with some of the most pressing issues that South Africans are concerned about. I'm afraid that's where we're going to leave it here on SABC News. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. That's where we're going to have to wrap it. South Africa has a president in the form of Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's certainly look to the next couple of days to see what that executive will look like. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here on SABC News. Bye-bye.
I, Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, observe, uphold, and maintain the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly and sincerely promise that I will always promote all that will advance the Republic and oppose all that may harm it. Protect and promote the rights of all South Africans. Discharge my duties with all my strength and talents to the best of my knowledge and ability, and true to the dictates of my conscience. Do justice to all and devote myself to the well-being of the Republic and all its people. So help me God.